Okay, so Daredevil is one of the shows on Netflix I really enjoy watching. Um, it's a Marvel show. It's done really well. It's got a really gritty, real life feel to it. Even though it's about a blind man who's a martial artist by night and lawyer by day. Still blind, though, in both cases. Um, but he is, so his character's name is Matt Murdock, played by Chris Cox? Charlie Cox,
Charlie
my
Cox,
bad.
yeah.
Um, and I guess there was this bit of a background story of maybe when they were trying to get the look of the character right or his voice, because he's actually very, very British when he talks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he speaks, I mean, you can't hardly understand him, and he's very, very, just like, really? This is your real voice? Because he has a very natural American accent, very authentic sounding. So, when he was in Dragon Con in Atlanta recently, he was asked a couple of things. They, so apparently, at one point, he was, according to the show's producers, they told him that he was starting to sound like Batman. And I can only guess that they were probably referring to the Christian Bale version of Batman. Where were the other drugs going? Who are you working for? Where's that trigger? That's the best one.
Is it you?
Yeah, and apparently, so that's kind of funny. And when he does the Daredevil character, he pretty much sounds like his normal Matt Murdock voice. And apparently, so what really inspired them for this version, to have the show kind of show this version of the character, they were inspired by the comic Man Without Fear, which shows Matt Murdock with red hair. And Matt Murdock, I haven't really been a fan of Daredevil up until now. I watched the Ben Affleck film. So, yeah, that was a thing that happened, unfortunately. And,
No, it's funny. I actually know someone who says that that's their favorite superhero movie.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They need to watch some more superhero movies.
Yeah.
It was okay. There have been worse ones. It just wasn't very good.
Like like the Hulk.
Which one?
What was it? The one before the Incredible Hulk with Edward
the
Norton
Ang
before that?
Lee or something.
It was just called Hulk.
Hulk.
I think. That one was so awful.
Oh, weird. It was so
Gosh.
weird.
The way like it tried to be like a comic book, which we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But the way it just tried to be like a comic book and like have all these panels, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
so bad. Mm-hmm.
It's like we get it. He's a comic book character. Do you know how many movies have been done about comic book characters? This is nothing new.
Just give us one screen to watch, please. Like, dear goodness.
So, now my experience or my exposure to Daredevil have been usually when he crosses paths with Spider-Man, because I played a lot of Spider-Man video games growing up. Watched a lot of the Spider-Man cartoon on Fox, and Daredevil starred on that. Matt Murdock was in it, and that one he was blonde. So obviously Charlie Cox is neither a redhead nor blonde. He's brunette. So was Ben Affleck, but we don't talk about that.
No.
So apparently, this being based on the Man Without Fear comic, having red hair, they tried it. And in Chris Cox's own, or sorry, what do I call him? Chris still? Charlie.
A lot of Chris's in the Marvel universe, I guess, you know.
Maybe. Charlie said in his own words, it looked really weird.
There you go.
And yeah, I try to imagine this guy with red hair, and I don't see it working for him. I like what they've done. I love the fact that they gave him red tinted sunglasses.
Just ever so slightly red.
Yes, but they're like a blood red.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. But his character, the way he acts, the way he presents Matt Murdock, um, the way that show progresses is just done so well. You haven't watched the show.
I need to. I will. Point.
His friend, I think his name is Foggy. Terrible. The actor is horrible.
Really? Oh, that's,
yes, I want them to kill the character off. I dislike him that much.
Hey.
He's the thing is like, just imagine you're watching something and you're like, wow, all the actors in this are really good. The production values of the choreography, the stunts, it doesn't really rely that much on visual effects either. It's mostly, stunts and choreography, and that's it. Like, that's the strength of the show. And the storyline, of course. You have all these awesome actors, and then you have this one guy.
The one gear in the cog that's just...
that you just know that before he says a line, he's thinking of the line he's supposed to say, and it's obvious, and it shows. Imagine that. And you will want him to die, too. But, yeah. Just to wrap this up, glad they didn't go with the red hair. And I'm glad that Daredevil doesn't talk like this. Because it didn't really work out for the Christian Bale version of Batman. That's the only thing about those movies.
Didn't think it worked out?
No.
I thought it was kind of cool.
To me,
it was exaggerated, but...
So Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman in the animated series, also in the Arkham games, he has a way of, when he's talking like Bruce Wayne, he just kind of talks like this. But when he's Batman, he's
like Joker.
He just nothing is gritty in his voice. It's just everything is serious and low key, and it works really well.
I don't know that Christian Bale would have been able to do that though.
Yeah, because Bruce Wayne, he kind of talks like this. You can never see his teeth when he's talking. Have you ever noticed that?
I haven't noticed that, but.
And I really like him as Batman. Yeah. I really do, but maybe not. Maybe he couldn't. When you're talking like this, it's the only way to make your voice sound different is to talk like this.
Imagine he's like, where are the other drugs going? I don't see.
So he's trying to sound serious. Where were the other drugs going?
Alfred, help! No.
The poison. It's poison. Poison.
I just like kind of how ridiculous it is. Like it's crazy, but it's not distract. It doesn't take away from it. I don't feel.
It's not as terrible as everyone makes it sound. Mm-hmm. But it is. It still has its moments where it kind of breaks. It kind of puts me beyond the willing suspension of disbelief.
Good thing he doesn't talk that much as Batman.
That's true. Batman shouldn't do much talking anyway. Yeah.